Hey guys, this is Christina from Modern Flower Creation, and today I am showing you how to make a geometric heart corkboard. So let's get started with the materials. You will need tape, hot glue gun, corkboard, chipboard, strong grip mat, scissors, fine point blade, knife blade, weeding tool, iron-on, mini easy press, and your maker. In thickness, the cork is 2 millimeters and chipboard is 1.5 millimeters. Okay, so let's start by opening Design Space Canvas. Upload image, you're going to click on browse, or you can drag and drop files there as well. I'm looking for the geometric heart, the SVG, and you can find the link to this in my blog, which will be posted down below. You're going to open the image. You can change the name if you'd like to. Once you do that, click on save, then click on your recently uploaded image, the one that we just uploaded to Design Space to our canvas, and you're going to ungroup them because they did come as one group. Once you have them ungrouped, then you're going to click on Make It, and this will send it over to here. And you can see that there are two different mats. The first mat will be for iron-on, and the second mat will be for the chipboard, and also to use as a to trace the cork board. So the first one will be iron-on. We'll be using the glitter mesh, and so for this one I will be turning the mirror on. This is just habit, you don't have to because it's the same thing on both sides. And the second one, the second heart, we will use this for the chipboard, like I said. So the chipboard is 1.5 millimeters, and this is the Cricut chipboard that I will be using. And once we do that, you're going to connect to your machine. Mine is a maker, and then I'm going to click on the base material, click on browse all materials. Under the search all materials, you're going to write chip because we're looking for the chipboard. Select the first one, chipboard, the 1.5 millimeters, and then click on done. Once you're done with that, on the top it says move star wheels all the way to the right. So I already did that, except instead of moving them all the way to the right, I did 2 to the right and then 2 to the left. I made sure that the mat will not be touching the stars at all. So once we do that, then you're ready to go. But first, let's put tape on all the 4 sides of the mat and also the chipboard. So let's do that. I have the chipboard right here. I'm putting it in the middle, and I have masking tape, and I'm just using masking tape on all 4 sides, as you can see right here. This is just to hold the chipboard in place. Once I do that, since I'll be using the knife blade, I am inserting the knife blade into clamp B, and once that is done, I notice that there's a message at the top that says knife blade calibration is recommended. Do you want to calibrate knife blade now? I selected no, so because I used it earlier today, but if you need to calibrate your knife blade, please go ahead and do yes. And now you'll see another message that says long cut time based on blade and material type used for this mat. Expect a longer than usual cut time, which is fine. It will not take that long. So let's get started. So now we're going to insert our mat by clicking on the load button and then clicking on the go button. So this will start the cutting process, and your Design Space should actually tell you how many passes it'll be. For mine, it's 12 passes, and it gives me the estimated time of about 2 minutes. So then you can see that it's still cutting and it's going by, this is not in real time, but it does go by pretty quickly. And then you'll also see here, kind of gives you the percentage and also the cutting, like cutting 8 of 12, cutting 10, things like that. So it'll also tell you how much time is remaining on your cut. So once your cut is done, you will get this message saying to check your cut. Either it looks good. If it does, you're going to unload your mat by clicking the unload button. If you need more cut, then you're going to cut one more by clicking the go button. So mine was done. So I just clicked on the unload button, and as you can see, it cut perfectly. I love how it turned out. It was a perfect heart. I'll definitely be using the chipboard material more often because it just turned out really nice and it went by super fast. So now we're going to start with the glitter. Because we've already cut the chipboard, we're going to move on to the first mat. So instead of chipboard, you're going to click on browse all materials, and you're going to search for mesh because we're going to be using the glitter mesh iron-on. Once you have the glitter mesh iron-on, you're going to want to click on done, and then you're going to want to send it to your machine. Make sure again that the mirror is turned on and iron-on material is faced shiny side down. So as you can see here, I have the mesh iron-on, and I am placing the shiny side down on my mat. I'm still using the strong grip mat for this one. You can definitely use the standard grip mat, which is the green one, but because I already had this one, I'm sticking by this one. So I'm just gonna load it to my machine, and it's gonna start cutting. Okay, so now the machine will tell us when it's done cutting. So it says 100% done cutting. So now we will take off the iron-on mesh from the mat. So you're going to want to flip your mat like I did and just remove the iron-on from your mat. So uh, I do this for all of the materials that I work with, including cardstock paper. Okay, so now that I have that out, before I start weeding, I will be cutting the iron-on that was not cut. This is just to save on material, and I can use this for other projects as well. And I did, because it's a heart, I did not want to waste the material inside the heart since that was not used. So you can see that I will be folding the heart in half, and then I will be cutting a piece of the the middle part of the heart. I will be cutting that piece off. And again, this is just to not waste any iron-on because it is a lot of iron-on. So I want to make sure that I'm not wasting any of this and that I can use in other projects as well. So I made a little hole, as you can see right here, and I'm just cutting the inside part. So. So this is the heart that I did not want to throw away because it's a pretty big chunk and iron-on is a little bit spendy, so I did not want to throw that away. I want to use that for future projects. So, okay, so now we're going to start weeding our project, or the excess iron-on, I should say. So we're going to start grabbing your weeding tool and start weeding out that excess iron-on that you will not need for the project. So then you're left with just the geometric heart. So once you're done with that, I will be back. This is what your geometric heart iron-on should look like. You're going to set that aside because now we're going to start tracing the cork geometric heart. So here I have the cork board and I have the chipboard, and I'm using the chipboard geometric heart as a stencil and then just tracing it around it so that way I can cut the cork board and make that into a geometric heart. So just to start tracing it, and then what we'll do is we're gonna grab our scissors and we're gonna start cutting it so we can have a geometric heart just like the chipboard, but made out of corkboard. Okay, so now that we have the corkboard completely cut into a geometric heart, you're going to start by gluing the chipboard. So you're going to add glue inside the chipboard and also kind of around it so the corkboard adheres nicely to the chipboard. So once you're done gluing, grab your corkboard and place it on top just like I'm doing here. And then just press nicely, very firm, so that way it adheres nicely to the chipboard. Once you're done with that, then we'll move on to the next step. So I'm turning on the mini easy press and I'm setting it to the highest temp. It is orange because I just turned it on, but once it's ready to go, it'll turn green. So first, I'm placing the iron-on onto my corkboard. Now the mini easy press is done. It's all of the lights are green, so it's ready to be used, and I'm just using it to iron it on onto the corkboard. Once it's done, you're going to start by peeling it slowly. Make sure that you wait till it cools down a little bit. You don't want to get burned. So just peel it off slowly. You can see that the iron-on completely adhered to the corkboard. I have never used iron-on on corkboard, so this is my first time using it, and I love how it turned out. I will definitely be using corkboard and iron-on more often. You can even add little messages, little quotes on your corkboard. I think that would be really perfect for any office space. Okay, so now we will need to use the chipboard. So we will need another set of chipboard, not another set, but just one more, just to make it a little bit thicker. So you're gonna grab another chipboard and just add glue to the back of it. Just same thing that we did earlier when we were gluing the chipboard and the corkboard. Basically doing the exact same thing. Again, this is just so we make the corkboard thicker, because you want to make sure that the push pins do not go through your wall. So it depends on what push pins you're using, but the ones that I'm using, I required that I used a total of 3 chipboards, but the third chipboard is kind of optional because it does have a design on it, and it's up to you. So okay, there, now you see that there's 2 chipboards and 1 corkboard, and they're all ready to be done. You can see the thickness right there. It's pretty thick, I would say, and it's perfect for like push pins. The ones that I'm using, I got mine from the Container Store, and they work perfectly. Okay, so now this is the one that I was talking about. This is the other chipboard. It has a design, and I'm just gluing the geometric heart corkboard, and I'm gluing it to that chipboard that I have on my desk. And that again is from the Damask Sampler, and it's a Cricut chipboard. All of these chipboards are from Cricut, and it is 1.5 millimeters. In case you wanted to buy your own, you can buy these at any local craft stores, I believe. So now I'm placing it on top of the chipboard, and again, these are 11 by 11 chipboards, so it fits nicely and perfectly onto that geometric heart that I made. And now it's done. Now we can add pictures. So I wanted to use some pictures of my beautiful daughters and my handsome nephew, so I'm using push pins from the Container Store, and I am just pushing it down, and as you can see, it is perfect. I love, love, love how this turned out. My daughter actually saw it, and she wants it for her room now. So any project that it gets made here, it gets turned into something that goes to one of their rooms. But that's fine. I think it turned lovely. I hope you guys liked this tutorial. I had a lot of fun making these, so I hope you guys like it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope that you come back so we can make more crafty videos.